Look how far we've come, all the things we've done. Did it all with love, beauty from the bottom up. All I want is you, you're my favorite view. But there's nothing more, girl, you make my heart beat.
And we are back.
Welcome back, you beautiful bitches.
We are going to be doing some Friday content today. And you had something you wanted to do first. Let's do that first. Today's date is August 2nd. This will be Friday content that will be airing at either the very end of October or early November. I think it's the last Friday of October.
Today's also August 2nd.
It is.
I thought it was the 1st.
That was yesterday.
Apologies to all of my ladies who received late things today.
Life shit happens. It's good.
So the thing I want to talk about, I've had a nice morning. Went outside, fertilized plants, watered things, I pruned things, I took my little basket out. What'd you think of my little basket?
I thought that was funny until you challenged me to eat one of those peppers off the vine.
Yeah. I think those peppers are going to be really good. I wanted to grow enough to make jalapeno peppers, but
yeah, those are
jalapeno poppers.
Those are way too small for that.
Yeah.
You could, however, make your own little cheese dip and use those peppers for the cheese dip.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, we could do like a little fondue night. I have to order something. So I was out there doing my thing, cutting plants, pulling weeds, and I started thinking about that video. We've had this conversation before, and I know how you feel about it. I thought of those videos of the dogs who have all the buttons on the floor and they push buttons to communicate what they need. Oh, I want it so bad. And I know that you don't. And I started thinking, well, I could just order it. Like, I have my credit card. I'm like, what is he going to do? Get mad at me? He'll forgive me. And I was like, oh, no, that's like a betrayal. I was having this conversation inside of me. I was like, that's betrayal of his trust in me. And he's been through so much, and I'm the good one. And then I popped into my Sacred Sisterhood chat, and I was like, ladies. I said, I want to go against my husband on something. It's kind of expensive, but I believe in it. And I was like, I want to get those buttons for Ivy to communicate with me. And the ladies were giving advice, and they were like, I really wouldn't consider other options, talk to him about this, maybe find something that's not so loud, something that's maybe inexpensive. And I was like, no, it's more about he just doesn't want to hear it all the time. And I had the little back and forth, and then I said, someone sent the Kermit looking at himself with the cloak on, and like, do it. And they were like the impulsive thoughts. And I was like, I was looking at it in my cart. And I thought, he will forgive me. He won't be mad for too long. And then I thought, this is how he will resent me for abusing his love for me.
Absolutely. 100% would. I would be here less and less because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how relationships are doomed.
Right.
When somebody says, I'm not okay with this, and the other person pushes and pushes until somebody caves or they do it anyways. Mm-hmm. It is absolutely how relationships get doomed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a man cave out there with my computer in there now. I don't have to be in the house. You can do that, and I'll just go live in the man cave and come to bed. That's how that would play out in long term, because I don't want to hear that 50,000 times a day. Mm-hmm. It's bad enough that the kids go mommy every 5 minutes. Add, I want a treat or outside on top of it with robotic voices. Nah, fuck that. The tism would be tisming. I'm glad that you were able to realize that is some toxicity and that you didn't pull the trigger on it.
Right.
I had a couple other things that I wanted to get into, but I don't remember what all they are now. We got all the internet done. I made a vlog today. The guys are out there doing mulch right now for the garden. That's all getting squared away. For those of you who are watching in Discord, we have one available room left for the North Carolina North Carolina couples retreat. You do not have to be in a relationship. You do not have to be a couple. It is geared towards that. But if you and a friend want to share a bedroom and come, you can. That's in 2 weeks from now. Mm-hmm. We are so far ahead that if we wanted to take some time off and not record for a month, we could. Because this is going into November and it's just now August. So we have all of August, all of September, and all of October done. So we're technically 3 months ahead. Granted, we have a lot of things happening over weekends, but we are still recording going up to that. So I looked at what it would take for us to take the van up to Ocean City, Maryland, and drive from Ocean City, Maryland to California on Route 50. Because you can drive all the way across the state. It's like a 12-day thing. We had a day up there and then however long it would take to get back from California. So it'd probably need like 2 weeks. And I found websites that tell you where all the cool stops are to see all the cool shit as you go. And I wish I would have found that before summer vacation started, because that would have been a really cool way to go and do something during summer.
Yeah.
But yep, I have a whole lot of shit that I want to do in terms of travel and stuff. But you know, I think that might have also been like a rented RV thing, so the kids had their own beds. But I don't know. All right, so you have anything else?
No.
So today we're going to be going over flirting, what it looks like, courting questions, and then the dating phase. Maybe get into dating phases. This came about because men and women flirt very differently. And we have said over the last 3 years at numerous occasions that I am completely oblivious when women are flirting. And you have given me examples about women touching their hair, you know, leaning in, doing all the things that they do, like that you recognize are flirtatious things. And the reason that I don't recognize those things as flirtatious is because men are direct creatures. By design, we are very blunt. That over there, kill it, right? Like we don't have the gameplay. Some men play games, right? But for the most part, men are not natural like that. Like, you're very attractive. That's flirting, right? Like you just got a very compliment that's letting you know I'm interested, versus you touching your hair and leaning a certain way. Like we don't pick up on that shit.
Right.
And it's because men and women are very different. So I've pulled some things, and I'm going to read the men's examples, and you can agree or disagree, and then you can read the women's, and I can tell you if I would have ever noticed that.
Okay.
All right. So with men flirting examples, you get direct compliments on appearance. You look good in that shirt. Your hair looks great. Whatever. Offering to buy drinks or meals. That's an in.
Yeah.
The buying a drink or a meal is a way for us to get you to sit down and engage with us at a duration. Because just saying, hey, I like your shirt as we walk by and paying a compliment, though it is a way to start talking to you, buying a drink or a meal gets you to engage with us until the consumption is done. 3 is displaying physical strength or skills.
Yeah.
We really like to show off.
Yeah.
We really, really do. Using humor or jokes to attract attention. This could be roasting other people. It could be just trying to be the funny guy because we don't have a whole lot going on for our looks, and that's what we have to bring to the table. And then the other one is initiating physical contact. Example, arm touching during conversations, lower back as you're trying to move somebody around the room. Like these are all things that are very well known as flirtatious things with men. You agree with all those?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say so. The women's flirting examples is subtle body language, playing with their hair, tilting the head. Would
have never guessed that.
Yeah.
Nope. You know what? I got it. This is gonna make me sound like a fucking misogynist. I'm gonna say it anyways.
Okay.
When I see women playing with their hair, talking to men, like they are the typical, stereotypical ditzy girl from the movies. Right. I don't want to say dumb blonde because that's offensive to blondes.
So are you picturing like the whole like hair twirling?
Yes.
That kind of shit?
Yes, dude.
So when I'm in a situation, I'm like, oh, she's into him, and I'm looking at the hair playing. I'm looking at things like she's making her face more obvious.
Okay.
So he can take it in more.
So even brushing the hair. What about pulling it back in a ponytail?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. I wouldn't consider so. A lot of women attribute their beauty to their hair.
Okay.
So they kind of want to have that on display while also... It's a whole psychological
that's
thing.
why we're doing this, because again, like all I could picture is the chick from Superman taking selfies yesterday. Like,
right? No,
that's what I envision when you're like they're playing with their hair, they're into you.
No, yeah. I mean, definitely there are women who do play that factor up.
Yeah,
and I think I don't want to say less intelligent because that feels insulting.
Do you think that there are women out there that downplay their intelligence because they think it's cute?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
100%. Paris Hilton nailed that. I don't think she did because she was cute, but she got a lot of money from being that ditzy, dumb blonde.
Do you think it was an act?
She admitted it was an act.
Really?
It was a character that she played, yeah. I can't remember if she did a documentary or she released a book or she just said this across interviews. But her childhood was really messed up, and it got to a point to where she created...
an alter ego.
For escapism, yeah. And that's
fucking genius.
The Paris Hilton, yeah.
Absolutely insane.
Yep. So I can't remember what I was talking about. I got so focused on.
I don't either. I also had something that I wanted to ask you, but I'm fucking flabbergasted because I hated her.
Yeah, no, it was all an act. It was very calculated. She knew what she was doing. Good for her. I have some of her cookware. Played the whole world. I got out of a ticket by being ditzy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know why men think that that's attractive.
I have no idea.
I think that I honestly, if I was to assume, and we know what happens when you assume, and you shouldn't do that because you make an ass out of you and me, but it's gonna rain.
It's gonna rain.
I think that when men prey on the less intelligent women or the women who downplay their intelligence, they are predators looking for an easy kill.
Yes. I remember what I was saying. When I was saying I don't want to say I view it as less intelligent, that's where I was going with it. The men who seek out the women like that, you nailed that.
All I can think of right now, do you remember the old DiGiorno commercial? Where the
There's
lady,
a lot of old ones.
The lady was like, oh, I don't eat meat because I'm a veterinarian. Did you ever see that?
I don't think so.
She was like,
Maybe.
it's not DiGiorno, it's French or some shit like that.
I remember that.
They made her look really fucking stupid. Like
Yeah.
it was, granted, in the 90s, they played all kinds of like, there was no joke off the table, even in commercials.
No.
Like they were just fucking raunchy as shit.
Great advertising though.
Yeah. But right? Because it was a DiGiorno commercial that I remember fucking 35 years later.
Yeah.
30 years later, right? So they definitely nailed their marketing.
Mm-hmm. So the tilting of the head, there is a I'm interested in what you're saying factor in body language. So if a man is talking and a woman's sitting on her phone and he's excited about something, she's less engaged, he's less likely to continue to try to engage in conversation. If she puts the phone down and she's trying to make eye contact and she's nodding along and she's moving her head and all of those kinds of things.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I see what you're doing.
Right.
Okay. So it's showing engagement, interest, right? Okay. So what about the next one?
Asking personal questions to show interest.
So we can just go to the next one then, because you just
Yeah.
included all that.
I did.
Okay.
Laughing at jokes and showing appreciation for humor. I do all of this with you.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I do.
Well, the number 3, the laughing at jokes and showing appreciation for humor, that goes a long way with the guys who have low self-esteem that think that their jokes are the only thing that's going to get them a woman.
Yeah.
Because in the event that they have a personality and that's what they think is going to attract somebody, being able to laugh at the jokes and show that appreciation shows an easy connection for those kind of guys. Mm-hmm. So that matters.
Maintaining eye contact and then subtle touching, briefly touching the arm during conversation. So I do this, especially when you make me laugh. I'll like lightly tap your arm or something. That kind of interaction. So if she's laughing, making eye contact, super engaged, and then she touches your shoulder while she's laughing, that is all signs that she is 100% interested in what you've got going on. I would put confidently like 90% accuracy on a bet that if you asked her for her number, she would give it to you.
Okay. Getting all kinds of new information that I would never have correlated there. The touching somebody while they're laughing is like a high five. I wouldn't have put that together. And the reason for the differences are, 1, cultural expectations. Society often expects men to be more assertive and women to be more subtle. Evolutionary psychology. Some theories suggest that men may be more direct to demonstrate provider capabilities, while women may be more selective due to higher biological investment in reproduction.
I want to pause there.
Okay, good.
So before I forget, so those 5 examples that we read for men and women, that's not the outline for every single human being. Everyone's unique. They have different ways of engaging with other humans, showing interest and flirting. These are just brief examples of things to pay attention to in conversation, interactions, whatnot.
Okay. I want you to think on this. I have to answer Curtis because he's asking questions about the
Okay.
front of the yard. What are some things that you can tell that are some things that women would do to indicate that they're only interested in a friendship and they're not interested you sexually or intimately, romantically? Romantically is the word I'm looking for.
See, and this is where it gets confusing because women will lean on those things to get what they want out of men in the situation without actually having sex or being romantically involved.
Wait, so you're saying that women use men?
Yes.
No.
That's one of those situations where you need to outright ask, I've been noticing these things and it's making me feel like I'm interested, like you're interested in me. What now? Because you got my attention. And if she says, oh, we're only friends, I would cut off all of the flirting, the touching, the cuddling, whatever the case may be. And keep that as you're a friend. This is not going to be you're going to rub up on me and all of these other kinds of things and make me feel like I'm important to you.
To be strung along.
To be strung along, yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
So I think obvious signs to look out for if a woman is not interested in you is, I hate to say it this way, but she's one of the guys. Like, she's not being treated, there's going to be a special treatment, right? If she's the only woman or there are a few women in the group, they're going to be protected out in public. They're going to be kind of watched over by the men. But there is no, oh, you can tell that she has a thing for him, or 3 of the guys are interested in one chick because she's giving them extra attention more than the group that always hangs out together, right? And of course, like, there's cliques and people who get along more than other people get along and all those variants and whatnot. But if there is minimal touching, right? Like, if we're all hanging out on a couch and everyone has their square on the couch, if there is, I would say, delayed response in text messages, and this is beyond 8-hour workday, I had a busy weekend, kids had a recital, whatever the case may be.
Do you see how hard this is as you're talking?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Okay. That's why we're doing this episode, guys.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be a guy. I wouldn't want to be a guy. I think it's easier to tell you ways of how women are interested, because the contrast of that interest would be, well, that would be lacking.
Right. Well, the problem is for all of the things that you listed, if we take all of that and assume that someone's interested in us, because we now know that this is flirtatious behavior, but it's being manipulated to drag someone along to use men, or to get something from them, or to just simply be a part of the group, because I've watched women homie hop, not sexually all the time, but just, depending on who's in the group, the interest shifts. But it's one of those things that, like, for men who are low self-esteem or don't have enough confidence to just ask the questions, they will get strung along. There needs to be other things there that can be indicators for us, because in the event that there's the wrong reading, or we assume, and that's not the case, like, it can get ugly for men. There can be allegations made. You're now the creepy guy in the group. They've overstepped. I've watched women use that shit against men to create problems in friend groups. Mm-hmm. It's a lot. Somebody in the chat said there's a difference between flirting and complimenting. And that's another thing too. Mm-hmm. Like, a lot of men will take a compliment and run with it and think that we're being flirted with because we don't get compliments. But it also depends on how the compliment is delivered. I like your shoes is not the same as you look good with a beard, right? Like,
I like you with a beard.
Right. Well, even you look good with a beard is still, I would take that as, if somebody was like, you look great with a beard, you like my face? Yeah. That's flirting to me. But see, and that, like the chat just said, that's not exactly the same thing. Mm-hmm. And that's, where does that line cross? Because if I pay you a compliment, there's verbiage there that matters to make it sexual or not. And I didn't know that until we started this podcast. Right. So like, this isn't a matter of saying you're fucking wrong for the way that you're talking to people. This is us trying to educate you guys and trying to make more sense of all of this, because it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
The amount of people who are pulling out of the dating game entirely right now is insane to me.
I could not. If something ever happened to you and like a freak accident and you were gone, there's no way in hell I'm trying. Not only are you like a neff for me in this lifetime, the thought of having to sift through all of that and the mental wear and tear and the self-image issues that I would start to have, no, I'm good on all of that. That is all one big mental health cesspool. Terrifying to think about.
Well, and that's why we're doing this. I really think that this episode might give people some new introspection that they didn't have before. Mm-hmm. Moving back to the reasons for the differences, safety concerns is another one. Women may prefer a subtler approach to gauge interest and ensure personal safety. I can understand this more now than ever before, because with social interactions being primarily technical or technological, digital, in-person interactions are hard for a lot of people now. The part of our brain that uses social behavior and social reading is atrophying. And then the last one is communication styles. Men and women often have different communication patterns that extend to flirting. Extend. Yeah. This says examples of flirting from both. I made a whole ass list, guys, so we're going to be reading shit. I'll read the man, you read the woman.
Okay.
All right. Examples from a man. You look amazing in that dress. Can I buy you a drink? That's very clearly a flirt.
That's very kind of you. What's your favorite drink?
I don't, you just made me flustered. I don't, you were supposed to read that. I wasn't prepared for that.
I acted it.
Yeah,
I thought that was like,
my armpits are sweating. Yeah, you still do it.
Good.
Still fucking do it.
Good.
Can you read it though?
Smiles and maintains eye contact. That's very kind of you. What's your favorite drink here?
Yep. And then the man tells a joke and laughs. So this is an example of a back and forth. And then, like you said earlier, the woman laughs, touches his arm briefly, and says,
"You're so funny. Do you always have jokes ready?"
It continues.
Oh, it continues. I thought you were just laughing.
No, I was.
Okay. I couldn't help but notice your watch. It's really nice. You a watch guy? Do you have interest in timepieces?
Right. So you're showing engagement in me at that point, because it's not just I like your watch. It's do you have interest in timepieces? Are you a watch collector? Mm-hmm. That could be so, and this is the catch-22 here too, because they could be somebody who is also into watches, or it could be that their grandfather had a Rolex and your watch somehow triggered a memory to their grandfather, and you can take it a step further, and in that split second, 1,000th of a second, we have so many thoughts that run through. You could now be reminding them of somebody in their family. You know, there could be a shared hobby. Maybe now they're thinking, I wonder what kind of man you are. Like, there is so much that goes into that makes this so fucking difficult.
Yeah.
Because that could be a flirt or it could be everything I just laid out. The man says, thanks. I do enjoy collecting watches. Would you like to grab a coffee sometime and chat more about it? These examples show how flirting styles can differ, but it is important to note that individual preferences and personalities play a significant role in how people flirt regardless of gender. The personality thing matters a lot too, because I think when you have a blue collar worker, somebody that maybe has been to prison, a biker, just a rough man, a manly man, you're going to get very, very clear flirting because we're not the brightest thing on the block. And like a lot of us are intimidated by you, right? So we could be rough and tough exterior, but if we're interested, we don't want to have our heart broken. Like we don't want to be made fun of. Like there's still you guys may be the softer, but the psychological damage that comes from a woman to a man is the greatest damage we'll ever take.
Yeah.
So, and like I was saying though, those type of men are going to be a lot more direct. Whereas if you have the guys who don't have self-esteem, maybe they're overweight, they're the tech crowd, they're not used to social interactions, maybe they're just socially awkward, all of that, they're going to lean a whole lot more into trying to feel out the situation because their idea of being damaged is so much worse than the other guys,
right?
Because they're so afraid of the rejection. More nuances between flirting between men and women. Nonverbal communication. Women often rely more on nonverbal cues when flirting.
This can include maintaining prolonged eye contact.
I get that. That I know.
Yeah.
Yep. Because there's, we used to watch each other walk across the building all the time. Like there was.
Oh, I still watch you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Well, even just walking through the house?
Yes.
Huh.
What? Huh?
I'm so fucking like in the middle of doing shit when I'm walking around the house and I'm oblivious. You were laying on the bed waiting on me to come back with a massage gun yesterday and I walked right past you.
You did.
And you said something like, where are you? You're like, I'm in the bedroom. I'm like, are you did I walk by you? And you're like, yep, I was. Anyways.
Yeah.
I get so hyper fixated on shit when I'm home that like I am oblivious sometimes. It's crazy.
Yeah. I stare at you to the point that, I don't know, maybe like I'm objectifying you a little bit.
That's okay. I don't mind. Objectify me.
Yeah.
Cat call me. Talk dirty to me. I like it.
What that cock do?
Deflate your lungs.
Oh my God. Stop it. Spin it like a helicopter.
That's so funny.
Oh, yep. I'm going to start catcalling you. That's it. Yep.
All I can picture is me walking out of Wawa carrying our drinks and you rolling the window down, spinning like a helicopter, stud.
Want to hear your balls clap.
Yeah, that's funny. Can you hang a towel off that thing? That's so funny.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't remember where I was going with all of that. Dang it. What were we talking about?
You catcalling me. Eye contact.
Eye contact. Okay. I almost burned a house down over that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
With us?
Yeah. That interview situation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yo.
I handled that really well, in my opinion.
Right, because we were working and this was very new. And like at the time, we thought we were making big connections. Oh, man.
Could have been worse.
It could have been.
Could have been worse. I was ready to shut the whole fucking thing down. Let that Airbnb collect the insurance.
Right. That's funny.
So, eye contact. I make eye contact with you as much as I can. I like looking at you. I like you looking at me. Well, yeah.
Focus, woman. We're working.
I also make it a point. I don't make prolonged eye contact with other women's men.
It's good.
I'll look at your nose for like 3 seconds, and then I'm going to look at what that cloud's doing for the next 3 minutes. I'm still going to nod along, and I'm going to engage in conversation, but I'm looking everywhere but your face for like the next minute and a half.
Do you do that intentionally?
I do.
Is it a comfort thing?
That is I do not want him to get any mixed messages from this interaction.
Okay.
I think that men are, I'm not going to say all men, right? But there is a vast majority of men who don't receive that human interaction. And the prolonged eye contact is one of those body language things where if there is a man who has never been in a relationship and I'm in a conversation with him, I am not maintaining eye contact for more than like 3 seconds.
Yeah. The prolonged eye contact was the only thing that I knew.
Yeah.
Because there's an intimacy to that. Eye contact is intimate. Prolonged. Yeah, absolutely. Some of the other things that women do is smiling and laughing more frequently, mirroring body language and exposing the neck or wrist, subconsciously displaying vulnerable areas.
I want you to nibble on me.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. That's also appealing parts of the body.
Yeah.
You know, long necks are one of those things, and dainty wrists, doing little hand movements. Ooh, look at me, I'm magic, come touch me. Right? It did something for you, didn't it?
I'm magic. Come touch me. Oh, shit. That's so funny.
I want that to be a shirt.
I'm magic. Come touch me.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Could you imagine the invitations?
Oh,
of the
gosh,
fucking
no, you're
weirdos?
right. Yeah. Maybe for like a pillow in somebody's household on their couch.
Yeah, get a fuzzy one.
Yeah.
I'm magic, come touch me. Some of the nonverbal cues that men use will be standing taller or puffing out their chest, gesturing with their hands while speaking to draw attention to themselves, and then positioning themselves to appear larger or more dominant in a space. The standing taller, puffing out their chest, and trying to make themselves appear larger and a more dominant space normally speaks to frail men. That is, I know I'm not shit energy. That's just shy of peacocking in my opinion.
Okay.
When you have a man who like holds the respect of the room, or they know that they are their value, or they know that they are not, I don't want to call somebody an alpha male. I really am trying to not use those terms, but for lack of better verbiage, because that would convey what I'm trying to point out.
Right. For them to understand.
People that have that alpha mindset or believe that they are alpha males will tend to hold themselves differently than those people who have to do all of those things. Very rarely will I ever have to walk into a room and puff my chest out and pretend like I'm some fucking hot shit.
Right. Your energy speaks for you.
Right. And I gotta be honest, when it comes to men and women interactions, most women can tell when a man is using false bravado. And would you say that's a turnoff?
Oh yeah. 100%. Can smell that from a mile away. Yeah. Or like sharks.
And then some conversation styles that women may use or do.
Ask more open-ended questions to keep the conversation flowing.
Okay, so there's definitely a clear I'm not interested. If you're getting one-word answers and they're not engaging with you and they're just being polite to answer your questions, it's a very good sign that they're not interested.
Yeah. That's one that I lean pretty heavily on in interactions in the wild. If somebody approaches me and starts conversation and they're making it very clear that they're interested in me, I'm doing, that's cool, that's neat, I'm walking away. There is no, I'm going to be polite in conversation to people please or to make the other person feel comfortable. I'm a married woman. I am taken. I am spoken for. I am not going to entertain a conversation where somebody believes that something is going to fruit from this. And I'm not going to do that. I just got mixed up in my sentences because I have another thought that I'm trailing. I'm not going to feed into that to make the other person feel better. To bring that home and for you to expect me to hold the sanctity of our relationship and our marriage to a high standard and let you know, like, yeah, I fed into this guy's conversation for 5 minutes because I felt bad just walking away. Me personally, if I heard that from you, that would make me question, okay, well, what if there was a more intense situation? Would you be able to shut that down and say no? Because you're worried about hurting the other person's feelings.
Okay, so then how do you feel about the I'm sorry I'm married comments? Because there's a 50-50 split on this where people get really upset that somebody said I'm sorry I'm married. And I view that as a politeness. And other people are like, well, I view that as you saying that if you weren't married, you'd holler at them or you were interested or whatever.
I think a lot of things about that statement. I think insecure people feel that way.
Okay.
That I'm sorry I'm married. They take that personally. I do believe that people will say that with the intent of, if I wasn't married. Me personally, I never apologize for it. I'm married. I appreciate the compliment.
That works.
Have a good day. Like, it's a polite interaction. I'm not being shitty with the person.
Right. Well, and that's the whole point of I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm married. Because it's embarrassing to hit on somebody and get turned down.
Right.
So.
Right. And when I think of people saying, I'm sorry, I'm married, that I'm sorry is, oh, I'm about to hurt your feelings.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the way it's been for me every time I've had to do that in my entire life. It's never been the other scenario. It's I don't want to be the reason that somebody's hurt, you know what I mean? Or embarrassed.
Yeah.
Especially if we're in a group of people, right?
Yeah. That's one of those situations where I expect the person shooting their shot to anticipate an outcome like this and not take it personally.
Yeah.
Right. And that's a level of emotional and adult maturity that some people don't have. And I can see why people feel the need to apologize for not being able to engage in what they want from you.
So you said, no, I'm married, but I appreciate the compliment.
No, I didn't say but.
Well, either way, I
Yeah.
appreciate, you don't think that that's a misleading thing by saying I appreciate the compliment?
No.
Okay. I'm just asking. I would still say I'm sorry I'm married just because that's easy for me to go.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. No. And like, I'm not taking that personally. I know you're not apologetic for being married to me. You show my ass off constantly.
Yeah. Yep.
So that is not even in the realm of my being worried about our marriage. The typical interaction goes, dude approaches me. He says something to get my attention. You have my attention. Compliment happens. 9 times out of 10, thank you, I appreciate that. He says, have a good day, have a good day. And that's the end of the conversation. If it continues further past that, after I say thank you and he does not say, have a good day, whatever, and it continues on, my next response is, I'm married.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah. So like I already showed appreciation. And if they want to like continue pushing it, because there are dudes out there, well, he doesn't have to know. I'm gonna call my husband and put him on speaker right now. This is gonna be a 3-way conversation.
Right. You know, I think about that he doesn't have to know says so much about your character.
Yes.
Like the person that says that. And then it says a whole lot more about the character of the person who engages with that behavior. Like you are now knowingly making decisions with people that are fucking less than that have
low morals.
Low morals, less integrity than the average person. It's insane to me that people play that game and that it's become normalized.
Right.
Yeah.
What blows my mind further beyond that is the people who are receiving that attention go, oh, I'm special.
Yeah.
Like he approached me out of everybody. I'm going to be the one that ends this game. Where were we at? What are we doing?
Use more emotive language.
Use more emotive language and express feelings. I don't know what emotive language is.
Arousing or able to arouse intense feeling. Expressing a person's feelings rather than being neutral or objectively descriptive.
So it's pretty much being open with somebody and having like an emotional tie.
And then give subtle compliments to show admiration indirectly.
So the more emotive language and express feelings is a big one. I'm not going to sit here and spend 45 minutes talking to a guy that I'm not interested in something leveling up. How was your day? Fine. I'm not going to push beyond that if I were a dude. If she wanted to elaborate more, she would. Unless she's looking for you to chase her, that might be a red flag for me.
Yeah, I'm going to say this. For all of you single guys who are listening to this, don't chase women. You starting your foundation of your relationship, pursuing her in that manner, is allowing her to dictate and lead the entire relationship moving forward because she's setting the precedence for that. It's very hard to go from pursuing somebody that is running, going, keep chasing me, chasing me, than it is to come in as like a dominant male leadership role. And try to find, unless you want to be some people are into that. Maybe you want to constantly be chasing after somebody and let them fucking dangle carrots over your head and do all that. But I think that if you're listening to this podcast, most men don't want that. Most men want to have the direct role in the relationship, and they do want to be able to lead. And unfortunately, not all women are willing to be in that role, and not all men are capable of being leaders. So, yeah.
The giving subtle compliments and show admiration indirectly. So giving subtle compliments, your hair looks good today, right? So now I'm picturing like an office setting, 9 to 5 desk job, 30 people working in one space. And this one woman goes out of her way to stop by, and every day it's, I like your shoes today. Beard looks great. Your lunch looks fantastic. Whatever it is. That would be, she's paying attention to me, and there is slight interest there because who pays attention to my lunch, right? And then showing admiration indirectly. For me, that looks like bragging about you to my friends or talking about you with my friends. So I'm not really a group chat kind of woman. This is something that is well portrayed in like social media. In the show You, the first season, Beck, one of the characters, has a female group chat, and she's talking about the guys she's seeing in that group chat.
That group chat shit is very common.
Yeah.
It's not just portrayed. No, that is a super common thing. You had your boyfriend group when we first started.
I did. Yep, and that fell apart quick.
Yeah, well, it's because you didn't fit. That wasn't your tribe.
Yeah, I stopped drinking.
Yeah. Some of the things that men do are share stories or experiences to impress. Use more direct language and compliments. We like to steer conversations towards shared interest or future plans because now we're using all of these things to try to find some sort of shared interest so that we can build a foundation off of the hobby or whatever it is that we're both into. Because again, that comes down to being able to find things to spend time with you. And that's really what it comes down to. For men in the dating game, everything comes down to us being able to get alone time with you, because that's where we're going to get to have the real conversations. We're going to get to know who you are as a person. Like, there are men out there, obviously, they're just trying to smash. But for people who are truly interested, the more quality time that they're able to get. And that looks like coffee dates, because you guys are sitting in a booth having a drink and just bullshitting. You know, when you're eating dinner, it's hard to have conversations because you're eating. You know what I mean? Men are also more likely to take risks when flirting, such as approaching somebody in a public setting, making bolder statements or suggestions, and being more forthright with their intentions. This is the catcalling.
Yeah.
And it's why men do it. It's also because a lot of men don't know any better. Like they think that that's the younger generation. I don't think catcalls the way the older generation, like my generation, doesn't even catcall like that. But that was very much a thing. Like when I was growing up, I'd watch men catcall my mom all the time. My mom, she loved it, but you know,
attention.
Yeah.
I love that you're super direct with your flirting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to guess.
No, I don't. I know exactly what the intention of this interaction is right now, and that's nice. For women might take calculated risks like initiating conversation through a mutual friend. I think that is weak behavior.
I do too. And believe it or not, I think a lot of men do as well. Young men may think that it's cool because the friend told the friend to come say something. Grown men like who have direction in their life will see that as a roundabout way.
Yeah.
We will see that as somebody that is afraid to talk for themselves.
Can't communicate.
Right. That's a big red flag for me.
Dropping hints about their availability or interest. I also view that as a massive red flag. I don't do the dropping hints.
Well, you don't think that falls under the subtle situation with women, how women are not direct where men are, and women are very subtle with the way that they flirt?
I do think that does fall into the subtle. I just think that right there is not an inappropriate. I think that it is a counterproductive thing to do when trying to show interest in somebody.
Okay. I think that's the chase me thing.
I agree. I think that's the chase me thing. I also think that's something that caused massive confusion in men. It
can. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because now there's a misunderstanding there whether or not you are being flirtatious or not. I got to be honest, more often than not, men hanging out with women or women sharing interests and men trying to do things with them, it is because we're interested in you.
Right.
I'm not saying that all men are like that. There are definitely men who prefer to be around women because it's safer for them. Right. There's a lot of fucking weak ass dudes out there.
Yeah.
But I know that most of the guys that I hang out with and know personally don't have a whole lot of things in common with women. Don't get me wrong. There are those women that fall into those social circles that are able to play both sides of the fence in terms of like social interactions. They're not just the woman and they're not just the bro. Like I don't want to call them chameleons. I actually think that there's a level of a personality when people can do that. But I you look at people like Taylor and Graciela. They can go from group to group, no problem. But then you look at people, there are other people that obviously can't do that. So yeah, you're right about that. I agree with everything you just said.
The next one is creating opportunities for further interaction without explicitly asking.
What does that look like?
End of the date, things are starting to wrap up. I say, I'm free next Friday.
That's pretty direct.
I got nothing going on next weekend.
That's an in.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not indirect enough.
Well, I mean, you're not asking at that point. You are giving them the opportunity to come at you. And that's how I would view that. If you're like, man, I don't have nothing going on next week. And I'd be like, crazy, me either. Let's do something.
Yeah.
Because you're giving me the opportunity to invite you instead of you inviting yourself. That could speak on manners. That one I fuck with.
Yeah.
Because that puts the ball in my court and allows me to lead.
Yeah, it gives room. I agree with that. It gives you room to do the thing as the man that I'm seeking to fill the role in my life.
Well, and that also weeds out the men who can't plan and do, right? That's actually a good one. I like that one.
Yeah. Use of technology. In modern dating, technology plays a role in flirting. Women might take longer to respond to messages to create intrigue.
I hate that.
Yeah, that's one of those things that I despise. I know that this is on the list because women do it. I just think that this is one of those, oh, she's trying to get so close to me. I want to call her over here, but I know that it's a hazard.
It is.
I know. This falls into the category of you are being counterproductive with the outcome you're trying to achieve in this situation.
Real shit, I'm gonna the longer it takes you to respond to me, the more I realize how not important I am in the courting phase or like the initial like getting to know each other. When things are new and exciting, and you are going out on dates, you see how much the person that you are engaging with is touching their phone. If you go on your first date and their phone is on the table and they're touching it constantly, their phone is always in their hand. They're addicted to that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Now, if it's face down or in their pocket and they're not touching their phone all night, they've given you their full attention. They're very interested in what's going on right now. Right. But knowing that, like, if I text you in the morning knowing that you got to get up at 7 to go to work and I don't hear from you until 9, I know you've touched your phone between 7 and 9 o'clock in the morning. And the fact that you didn't respond to me or did not open the message because you're afraid of the red receipt, it shows that I'm not an interest there. I'm not important. If I wake up in the morning and I go, okay, I need to send a text message like I love you or you're amazing, beautiful, thanks for the date or whatever, wherever you are in the relationship, and an hour and a half, 2 hours goes by when I know you're awake, that's a problem for me.
Next one is use more emojis or GIF to convey emotions.
You do that.
What do you mean?
GIFs and emojis?
I do, but it's not in a flirting sense. Like when I pop into the Discord and I use a GIF or an emoji or something, it's to be funny or to cause chaos.
Yeah.
You hate emojis and GIFs. That's why I don't send them to you.
Right, but see,
often.
This is maybe this is my bias because when we were initially courting, you would send me gifts, emojis constantly. Like if I sent you a picture, it was the tongue out, sweating, hot emojis. Like you were a very emoji using person back then. So that's why that's on there.
Gotcha.
I wrote all of this.
Yeah.
So.
And then you told me that you don't like the emoji thing, so
because
I stopped.
I'm old and I can't translate emoji.
Yeah.
I got that one. I understood what that one meant. But if you send me like, what was the joke that from the movie that was like, send an eggplant with a whale squirting thing or whatever.
Oh, I have no idea.
There was a joke made about that with using emoji talk. I don't emoji talk.
Yeah. So
that's my frustration with that is if people are having conversations by just sending emojis, I don't get it.
Yeah, I can interpret it, but I don't think I'm going to be accurate.
Yeah.
But that is with today's day and age, we are moving into technological hieroglyphs. And then share social media content to indirectly catch attention.
Like VIG booking?
I don't know. I don't know what that looks like. I don't social media like that. So I am unaware of what that means.
I put that one on there because people will find, this is the chameleon person that jumps from thing to thing.
Yeah.
They will find the thing that they are, the people that they are interested in and try to make posts about that because they know that they're going to engage them in the comment section of the post or they'll share it or their heart react it and it will garnish them some sort of attention.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat said I have to use emojis and GIFs to portray that I'm not being monotonous because I don't know how to convey my tone via text. There's no way to convey via tone. There's no way to convey tone via text.
Nope.
Everybody reads text messages in whatever emotion they're feeling in the moment.
Yep.
So
that's why I put LOL at the end of everything.
Yeah.
To let you know that I'm not being an ass.
Yeah.
Right?
There was a time I was dating a guy. And I went somewhere with a group of friends or something, and I let him know that we got there. I put my phone away. And as we were leaving the place, I was out with my friends, I messaged him and I was like, we're done. And he took that as I was breaking up with him, not my friends and I are done where we're at. And he berated me, sent all of these nasty messages. You're breaking up with me. I can't believe this, blah, 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 blah. And I was severely confused. I was like, I don't understand. Like, my friends and I are done where we're at. We're heading to the next spot, wherever we're going, whatever. And yeah, he 100% read that in whatever emotion or situation that he was in and took it however he took it. There's no way to convey your tone through text message.
It's wild.
Yep.
Absolutely wild. I'm going to scroll down past this because we've been harping on all this shit.
Okay.
All right. So my bottom note here is that it's crucial to remember that these are generalizations and not individual personalities. Culture, backgrounds, and personal preferences play a significant role in how people flirt. Additionally, as society evolves, traditional gender roles in flirting are becoming less rigid, with many people adopting a more fluid approach to romantic interactions. Now we're going to move into some dating, like first dates. I wrote down some great first date ideas that can help create a memorable experience and set the foundation for a potential relationship. These are all things that I fuck with. Mm-hmm. The first one is coffee or tea at a cafe. What do you think of that? Because you remember the 50 places you shouldn't go on a first date?
Yeah.
This is going to counteract a whole lot of that.
Yeah.
How do you feel about coffee dates?
It depends on where we're going. I don't want to go to Starbucks. It's busy. It's loud. There's commotion. I would want to go to like a little mom and pop place or a place that has an outside sitting area that's not in a plaza surrounded by traffic.
About a Books A Million.
I'd be down for a Books A Million.
Okay. And the reason for that is this is a low pressure environment. It's easy to extend if you want to stay longer or cut it short. It allows for conversation. A lot of this comes down to your time. The more time I get with you on these dates, the more I get to feel out whether or not I want to pursue this further. If we can turn a 15-minute coffee date into a 2-hour coffee, this is a great experience. Right. We obviously like each other enough to keep this going. If somebody's like, oh man, I really should be going, and then they leave, you know that they're not interested, right? Like, but there's also a low pressure there because you're at a coffee shop.
Right.
You're not at a dinner waiting on a check. Like you're buying your coffee and then you're sitting down. Walk in a park or botanical garden. We had a whole lot of garden and park dates. Mm-hmm. A lot of that was because we were both doing photography, but the reason for this one is casual setting, opportunity to light physical activity, for light physical activity, and then plenty to see and talk about. For us, the garden thing and the photography thing was a reason for us to bond. I got to teach you about photography. And then we got to, look at light or move to another location and talk about flowers or bees. All the while we're doing that, we are still having main story conversation about life and what's going on. How do you feel about that one?
I agree with that one.
This is one we didn't do. I think we've only been to one museum ever.
Yeah.
But museum or art gallery. And the reason for this is that it provides topics for discussion, it shows cultural interests, and it allows for a shared learning experience. You can learn a lot from taking somebody to a very busy place. We went to the Bali Museum, and we were in and out of there in an hour. We go to zoos or aquariums. I'm very quick in and out. Like I don't like being stuck in groups of people. It makes me panicky. So I will walk quickly and then wait for you outside of a crowd of people. And then when you get caught up, I'll go to the next thing and wait for you. And that's the pattern for me. Seeing that from somebody, if that was you and it was me, that was the lollygagger and the wanted to look at everything, I would understand that this is not a good environment for the person that I'm with. They either have social anxiety, this is not something they're interested in, but there are a whole lot of data points that you can collect on dates like that.
Cooking class. It is interactive, fun, and shows willingness to learn new skills together.
We've done cooking classes on Trova trips.
We have.
Yeah.
I enjoy cooking classes.
Do you?
I do.
I don't.
I could tell.
I did it though. I
did.
still partook.
Yeah, you did. There was a lot of griping.
Yeah.
But you did it.
That's because cooking's your thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to eat my cook. I know how I cook. It's
Yeah.
it's not yours.
That's true.
I've become accustomed to your food. Mine doesn't taste the same anymore. It's funny.
The next one is mini golf or bowling. It adds an element of playful competition, breaks the ice, and provides laughs.
I fuck with the mini golf thing hard.
Yeah, I'm competitive too.
It's fun. Mm-hmm. No one's really good at mini golf. It's purely luck unless you're there all the fucking time. Who really goes mini golfing on a regular basis?
Right.
Right? So like there is still shit talking. That hole in one, you're talking shit. Like, but the playful banter, it gives you guys something to do outside. You're in the sun or at nighttime, and you're doing something physical while still getting to know your person. And again, that's one of those things that you can learn a lot from somebody by the way that you guys interact while golfing.
Farmers market or a food festival. There is casual atmosphere, opportunity to try new things, and shows interest in local culture.
I think the food festival and farmers markets are for later dating things, not for first dates.
I agree.
I think that if you've gone on a couple of dates and you're going to do the food thing and you're doing a food market, it's so that you can make a meal for each other. But by that point, you should know each other's food habits. Mm-hmm. If we went to a food festival and it was all Indian food, I'm not fucking eating any of that, right? And if that was a first date and you insisted on it and we got there, I'm like, where's the cheeseburgers?
Right.
It'd be a very hard time for me to find something to eat. Sunset picnics. It doesn't have to be a picnic. In reality, anytime that you can go watch a sunset, if you've got somebody that is able to sit not on their device and just disconnect and hang out in nature for a little while, you'll get an uninterrupted date. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a dope thing. Obviously, sunsets are labeled as a romantic thing. You could also, with the picnic, you can cook for your person if you know their food habits. The relaxed environment for conversation, there's no one around you if you're on the beach doing a sunset or at a park. And if people are around you, they're not walking up to your blanket. You know what I mean? Like it is a private, public conversation. Mm-hmm. I think an ice cream shop or dessert tasting falls under the coffee shop. How do you feel about arcades and board games? Because, board game stores are making a comeback, apparently.
Yeah, I'd be down for an arcade.
Yeah.
Got a lot of time in with Pac-Man.
So how do you feel like Dave and Buster's?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. I want you to watch me jiggle on Just Dance. Or Dance Dance Revolution, whatever that is.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. That's never a bad thing. How about stargazing?
Love it.
Even though, okay.
Everything about it.
So at what point is this an okay date for you? Because I put this down under first dates.
So this was one of my first dates. I orchestrated the whole thing. The relation clearly didn't last. There was this place near my town that I called like the redneck Stonehenge. It was like this old Frisbee disc park area, and it had all of these wooden structures. And it was this massive hill, and we went up there at like 11 o'clock at night and stargazed, and it was one of the dopest experiences. I enjoyed myself.
Right.
I eventually made my way away from him because he was talking about things I wasn't interested in.
So this is one of those things that I put on here knowing I would get pushback. Because
Why?
you're going to be alone somewhere at nighttime with on a first date.
Oh, that's a good point.
Right.
Okay, so let me add. I knew him prior. This wasn't a first date of someone I met on an app.
Yeah.
This is somebody that I met in high school, had conversations with continuing, and good catch.
Well, so that was the caveat. That's why I
Yeah.
asked you, like, where does this fall in terms of dates? And I also don't go to dating apps for a first date. Like, I don't normally think of that. I think that if you're dating somebody and you're going out to date them, you've already met them.
Yeah.
So these lists are going to vary if you're meeting on a dating app versus somebody that's part of your social circle. If you've met somebody that's a part of your social circle and you guys know each other and you guys go stargaze, like at that point, you're already comfortable with each other.
Right.
So that would make for a great conversation, especially if you can throw a mattress in the back of a pickup truck and lay in the back of a pickup truck in a field somewhere like a dark sky park. Like there's no interruptions there. Like that's a great date. And you know, if you live somewhere where psychedelics are legal, that's an even better date, right? Because you can spend 12 hours in the back of that pickup truck fucking, you know, that would be
Talking
great.
with the universe.
Right. And each other. Local comedy show. I put this in here for the guys who need the humor, right? If you're somebody that has the low self-esteem and your jokey jokes are the bread and butter of your personality, a comedy club would be a good way for you to connect with your person. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I would say yes to this, but only if you agree to, if we get heckled on by the comedian, we have to pretend we've been married for 15 years.
Why?
I don't know. Just to make it more of a joke, to be
Okay.
funny, to be goofy.
That's funny.
Like he's gonna ask us questions and we're gonna have to fill in the blanks.
Oh yeah, and just make shit up.
Yeah.
And then paint and sip class. This is one of those people that the paint and sip class is just a reason for people to unwind a little bit in a group setting and not overindulge. There used to be a place here locally that did that. The paint
I think
and
it's
sip.
still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've seen a whole lot of people go and do their little paintings, and they're always mediocre. Like nobody's going in there as a Picasso. It's really just about the interaction and having laughs and doing something outside of your comfort zone. And I think that's a cool thing to do on a first date, like, because you're both likely to be equally bad at it.
Right.
Right. So, yeah.
Would you want to do that with me?
I actually don't want to paint ever.
Okay.
I got all of that shit out of my system when I was tattooing still.
Yeah.
And like, I don't,
Okay.
it's just not a thing for me.
I may have you drop me off and pick me up then.
Yeah.
Go by myself.
I think that we have friends in our life locally, like Carrie would absolutely go do something like that with you. We have people locally that would
Yeah.
absolutely love to do some shit like that. I don't know what it is with the art thing for me. Like I don't want to do it anymore at all. Like the idea of even sketching something out. That's why I have Vibe design all our artwork for our shirts. I don't want to do it. And I don't know if it's because this is completely off topic to everything. I don't know if it's because I'm like bitter towards the tattoo industry and what it's become, but like my love for creating art is gone. I enjoy taking pictures and I enjoy finding other artistic things to do, but like that medium for me is just not there anymore. And it's crazy because that was one of the most like involved things that I've ever done. Art, like it enveloped my life for 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
It's wild. All right. These ideas work well for first dates because they encourage conversation. Most of the activities provide natural topics to discuss. They allow for flexibility. Many can be extended if things are going well or shortened if not. They show personality. The choice of activity can reveal interest and character traits. Create shared experiences. Doing something together forms a bond and provides future conversation topics. It reduces pressure. Most of these are more casual than formal dinner, making both parties more comfortable, and they provide distractions. Having an activity to focus on can ease nerves and prevent awkward silences. Silences in a date can be the fucking like
That's the death of
the
the date.
grim reaper of the date. Yeah, man. You guys get too much silence going on. It's very hard to make a conversation come back up. If you get two people that are okay with silence on a date and they're both people who just don't naturally talk a lot, they're going to do really well in a marriage long term because they're not going to expect a lot from each other. But for people who enjoy conversation, you're going to want to be able to know that they can hold a conversation, whether that's filling in the gaps, changing the subjects, whether the conversation flow naturally into other subjects. Like all of that shit matters if you are a talker or an intellectual and you want to be able to have an intelligent conversation with somebody. Mm-hmm. Remember that the best first date idea often depends on the individuals involved, their shared interest in what's available in their local area. The key is to choose something that allows for interaction and helps both people feel comfortable and engaged. After the first date, if you're looking to impress a woman with a mid-range, expensive date, here are some ideas that can create a memorable experience without breaking the bank. Upscale restaurants with tasting menus. I don't think so. This is breaking down into like after the first few dates. This is where things are starting to get serious. I put upscale restaurant and not expensive restaurant on here for a reason.
Okay.
You can find a good restaurant that's not Applebee's. That's also not $200 a plate.
Right.
So an upscale restaurant is anything that's not a commercial chain, and it's also not like a shithole in the wall mom and pop place to me. This is one of those things that if you do it right, you're showing that you are a foodie, especially if you know the area and you like, hey, I know about this place. For people like us who like to eat, this is a good thing. Mm-hmm. It creates a sophisticated atmosphere and allows for shared food adventures because some of us don't like to try new foods.
That's my husband. My husband doesn't like to try new foods.
I'll taste it.
Yeah.
If it's on your plate.
Yeah.
But I don't want to order a plate of something and not like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes sense. Figuring out dinner with you sometimes is frustrating though.
I fucking believe it. I really am a meat and potatoes guy.
Yeah.
Like that's just what it comes down to. How do you feel about spa days in the dating phase? Where would that go? Like if you had a man who was like, let's go get massages. We can fucking get, our feet done together, blah, 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 blah. How would you feel about a man talking about let's go get pedicures?
Do you want my honest answer? Or do you want my podcast answer?
I want your honest answer.
I'm down for it because
I don't think that I'm not saying that I would never go get a pedicure.
Yeah.
But if we were just getting to know each other and I was like, hey, let's go get our feet done, you wouldn't think that I was like a floofy guy?
No.
No?
No. Oh. I'm someone who likes my feet touching your feet. And not that your feet are gross or anything, but like you're taking care of your skin. And I think that that's important.
This is the difference between a man and a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about hot air balloon rides?
Yes. Let's go. Harness me to something.
Even though you're afraid of heights.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's something I've always wanted to do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We can do that. They have hot air balloons all over the United States.
Oh, you're going to have to hold me the whole time.
That's okay.
And don't pretend to throw me over the side. I'll cry.
I'll just jump up and down.
No. That's purely for elevators. We shook hands on that.
No, he didn't.
That's one of those things where you're like, I don't think I remember that, but that sounds like something we do, so I'm going to go with it.
The hot air balloon rides are a unique experience. It's not something that a lot of people have done. And it offers good views and it creates a sense of adventure and then memories because now you have something to talk about. You remember our third date when we went on the hot air balloon? Like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
All right. Theater tickets to popular shows.
Yes.
Okay. Why?
Because I view theater as art and art is culture.
Okay.
And there's a history to it. And I love operas. I love musicals. I love Broadway shows, orchestras, symphonies, anything that we can sit down and it stimulates a part of our brain together. And then we can talk about it. I loved watching Wicked with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also enjoyed shit talking it a little bit.
Right.
That was fun.
Right.
That was oh yeah, I can do this with this person. I like this.
So that also gives you an opportunity to dress up.
Yes.
If you're going to a theater show, there's normally an expectation of a dress code, right? So that goes a long way too. That allows you to be somebody different for the night than you normally are.
Yeah.
I think that matters. I got sunset sailing trip on here. If you have the opportunity to do a sunset on a boat, that's one of my favorite things. Best sunsets ever when you're on the water. I love that. When we were in Thailand, those sunsets were fucking incredible to me.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between doing that on a boat full of strangers and then the way we did it in Thailand because we had a private boat. How about horse riding followed by a picnic? I won't ride a horse, but how would you feel about that as an upscale date?
How far are we riding for? What are we riding through? So I have a few experience on horseback, and my most recent experience was in Costa Rica, and we rode through the mountains, through the country. I got wet like up to my hips. I was gross. And when we got to where we got on the black sand beach and we were looking at it, was magical. It was absolutely amazing. I will never forget that experience. I was not about to plop my wet butt down on sand and eat a lunch.
Yeah.
Right? So if we're doing a horseback ride, it depends. It depends on where we are, where we're going, how long it's going to take. Am I going to get wet?
So that's something that needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
Okay.
For how long? Oh my goodness. The under crease of my ass after riding that horse for like 2 hours. I see why cowboys walk like that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. How do you feel about renting a luxury car for a scenic drive?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Because this is we get to live another life for a minute.
Right.
And I want it to be a fast car. I always love hyping up your Mad Max shit.
Yeah.
Because I get to participate in things that I'm too scared to be in the control of.
Yeah.
And I trust you.
So I feel like this is a good opportunity to talk about future goals, right? If you don't own a luxury car and you're able to rent one for the evening and you can go to a dinner date and you can drive around and take it through the city and get on the interstate and you get to live that life for the evening, you get a taste of what that life could look like. I think that could also give you inspiration to work harder and to talk about goals. And like, I think that in an early phase of a date, it's exciting and fun.
Yeah.
And like you said, you get to live a life that you're not normally living. And I think that matters a lot in the beginning stages of things because you get to feel each other out in ways that you otherwise wouldn't. It also pulls people's guards down a little bit. People are not putting their best foot forward when they're having fun. They're having fun.
Right.
You get to see the authentic version of themselves. A list of why these dates can be impressive is effort and planning. These dates often require more planning, showing that you are willing to put an effort. For a man, this goes to show that you're capable of leading. I think that men planning dates and just taking the reins of things matters, especially in the early phases of the dating or courting era of your relationship, because it does show that you can take the bull by the horns and make decisions. Unique experience. Many of these are out of the ordinary, creating memorable moments. The quality time is there. There's thoughtfulness. A lot of these are great conversation starters, and then all of them create some sort of a romantic setting. I wrote on here, remember, while these dates can be impressive, it's important to consider the woman's personal interest and the preferences. The most impressive date is one that shows you've paid attention to what she enjoys and values. Also, being genuine and showing real interest in getting to know her is more important than the amount spent on the date. And then we got some courting questions. I have courting questions that are not part of our original courting questions. Some of these might be on here, but I did some more on this. Okay, so we have a courting questionnaire on tobebetter.com that you can download. It's free. You can save it to your phone and you can take it while you're doing these dates. It creates a fun interaction. It's almost like reading the card games that we do. But we have some important questions for this podcast, just in case you guys don't want to download it. You can make notes or whatever. The first one is personal values and goals. Some of these questions look like, what are your top 3 goals in life or top 3 values in life? If you have somebody that's very family oriented or work oriented, this is a great time to have those conversations. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And what is the most important thing that you want to achieve in life? The values and goals are all listed there. Those 3 questions alone could really open up 15, 20, 30 minutes of conversations if you guys are really vibing. The second one is family and relationships. Some of those questions look like, how would you describe your relationship with your family? What is your idea of a healthy relationship? And how do you handle conflicts in relationships? The bottom one, the how do you handle conflicts in relationships, is super fucking important. And I also think that you can add things like, why did your last relationship end? We've talked about this a lot. The last relationship ending, if they were like, well, my ex did blah, 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 and there's no accountability, you know that they're not going to ever take ownership of their shit in the relationship, right? So
you're going to be the problem.
Yep.
Number 3 is career ambitions. What's the most fulfilling part of your job or career? If money was not an issue, what would you choose to do professionally? How do you balance work and personal life?
How do you feel? Where do you find importance in those questions in terms for dating?
So what's the most fulfilling part of your job or career? That is important to me because I need to know that you're willing to fight for the things that you deem important to yourself. If money weren't an issue, what would you choose to do professionally? So I think that says a lot about somebody. If they love, I don't know. doing physical therapy for dogs. And they can't do that because schooling's too much, or they're not going to make enough money in that field to support their family. But that's what their heart longs to do. That tells me a lot about who you are as a person, the sacrifices that you're willing to make for the things that are more important to you or a bigger priority in your life.
Okay.
I'm really holding those. Does that make sense back?
I saw.
Okay. And the last one, how do you balance work and personal life? That's the most important question for me out of those three. I need to know that you are capable of making space in your life for what you believe is important or deserves attention from you. So if you're a workaholic and you're never home and all of those kinds of things, I would need to know if this becomes a serious relationship and we're moving forward, is there going to be allocated time to the maintenance of our relationship and the maintaining of it, the baseline of what we have going on? Are you somebody who runs away from things in the relationship to work to not have to deal with those things at home? Yeah, there's a lot for that in me. Anything you want to add?
No, I think that a lot of that matters. The balance of work life and personal life, I also agree, is the most important question on that. If somebody doesn't have a balance between their work and personal life and everything is just work, and they are at their boss's beck and whim and they don't have a personal space for themselves, that's a huge red flag for me. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On the flip coin of that, if their personal life bleeds into work and it's all just one clusterfuck of drama and everybody's involved in everything going on, I also don't want to be in on that.
Can you elaborate on that?
So I worked for a cell phone company, and it was like typical workplace. We were all older than late teens, but it felt like the drama of late teens of things that were happening in the store. You know, like this person's flirting with the boss or the owner's interested in this person, and threesomes are happening behind whatever. This woman joined the company and she fed into it hard. Like she was married to somebody who was deployed. She's sleeping with the boss. She's sending nudes to the owner. It's a big mess. And personal life and work life was one and the same. There was no, of course, like the work duties happen within the store, but personal life was coming into work and work was going into the personal life. Does that compute?
Yep.
Okay.
The next one is hobby and interests. So this conversation would look like, what are you passionate about outside of work? What is a skill you always wanted to learn, and how do you like to spend your free time? Number 4, the hobbies and interests, I think, is probably one of the most important questions on this list, because this is going to dictate. This could get into your retirement questions. This could get into, the things that fill your cup, that make you happiest in life. Like there's a lot that falls into those. And then how you like to spend your free time. If you have somebody who's like, I'm an avid hiker, and somebody's like, I play video games. Those are two very different life goals there. So like, are you never going to hike with your person, and are they never going to play video games with you? Like, are these going to be hobbies that you do by yourselves? Those are important questions, I
agree.
Anything on that one?
No.
Okay. The next one is travel and adventure. What are the most memorable trips you've ever taken? If you could live anywhere in the world for a year, where would it be and why? And what is on your travel bucket list? For people who are well off enough to actually travel and do shit like this is a calendar for the future. Mm-hmm. And for people who are not financially stable enough to do shit like this, it's goal setting.
Yes. I would say that number 5 is kind of up there for me. Like if we were calculating what important questions are, number 5 wouldn't be number 5. It would be like up in the top 3. And that is because I'm a dreamer. I have a spirit that craves adventure and knowing the world beyond what I've already seen. I am not willing to be with somebody who doesn't want to travel. That would kill the spirit that I have, and I believe at the end of my life on my deathbed, I would regret a lot of things.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right. Number 6 is childhood and personal history. So this is, what are your favorite childhood memory? Who has been the most influential person in your life, and what's a life experience that has significantly shaped who you are? These are also pretty important questions. This gets into, you can really get into childhood traumas. You can find out who was there for these people and who weren't. The most influential person in their life is going to be the person normally who has shaped their life in the most positive way. And you're going to learn a lot by having those conversations. I think that's super important. The next one's personal growth. What's the most important lesson you've learned in life so far? How do you push yourself to grow and improve? And what's a belief you held strongly in the past that has since changed? This is the personal growth conversations are really big if you're on a growth journey.
Yeah.
And that last one is super important because it shows that you can change your mind. And like, if you are not able to take in new data, admit you were wrong, and formulate new ways of thinking, you will never evolve past where you currently are. Information changes, new information is brought to light, new data, whatever the case may be. Like, we are creatures that are constantly evolving, and you're going to be wrong about a whole lot in life. And if you're not willing to fucking overcome those and change past that, that's a fucking problem. You have anything on those?
No, I agree.
Okay, number 8 is future and long-term compatibility. How do you envision your ideal future? What roles does marriage and family play in your life plans, and how important is religion, spirituality in your life? These are the foundation of long-term. Is there somebody out back?
No, I was just wondering if it was still raining.
These are the foundation of long-term longevity in your relationship. So I think number 8 is also, it would be, super important. It would be higher up. These are just not really in any order. It was just as I was thinking about it. Communication and emotional intelligence is number 9. How do you prefer to receive affection? This is super important because this speaks to love languages. What makes you feel the most appreciated in a relationship? This makes your partner feel seen. And then how do you typically handle stress or difficult emotions? This could let you know if you're dealing with somebody who hits the bottle when they've had a bad night. Like, these are all questions that are gaining you real data on whether or not you want to continue moving forward and from courting to dating. Number 10 is fun and lighthearted. If you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and why? What's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done? And if you could instantly become an expert in one thing, what would it be? Number 10 is a filler question. This is just to keep the conversation going and to bring, I want to say brevity, but I don't think that's the right word. You want to bring some sort of like comic relief while all of the important conversations are having, to make the conversation feel fun again versus having the hard conversations. Number 11 is shared experiences. What is a book, movie, or song that has deeply impacted you? What is your idea of the perfect day? And what's something that you've always wanted to try but haven't? Again, this is just data collection. This could lead to future dates. It could see if you guys have same artistic flavors when it comes to music and books, movies. And the perfect day thing could obviously be used as dates in the future as well. You're gaining information from that. And the last one is number 12, worldviews and opinions. This is also super important. And this should always be done at the end of the date.
Yes.
What social or political issue do you feel strongly about right now? There's always one. You have that conversation. That could be the end of the date. It could be the end of the relationship at that point. How do you think technology is changing society, and what do you think is the biggest challenge facing our generation? Getting into the first question of that should be at the very end of the date, because if you guys don't mesh, it's not fucking up the entire date. You guys can just kind of separate ways if that's the case. It's important to remember that when you ask these questions, they should be naturally flowing in conversation, not as an interview. So if you can remember these questions, great. If you have to pull out the piece of paper, pull out the piece of paper. It's fine. You need to be prepared to answer these questions yourself. Listen actively and ask follow-up questions to show genuine interest. This is the probe thing. The more you can ask why to a question and they get an answer and say, well, but why? Eventually you're going to get to the root of everything. So probing questions when you're having real, conversations like this is a big deal. Respect boundaries. If your partner isn't comfortable answering certain questions, it's fine. I would ask them why they're not comfortable, especially on the politics question, mainly on the politics questions, because if they're not willing to be open about their politics now and you guys become serious and you don't have similar political affiliations, that could create a lot of problems. Our political climate's very ugly right now. And the last one is share your own thoughts and experiences to keep the conversation balanced. This isn't just about asking them questions and getting them to divulge everything. This should be an ebb and flow conversation. It's a dialogue, not a monologue. So how do you feel about this episode, babe?
I feel like this was a good episode. I think people are going to get a lot out of this, a lot of clarity, hopefully.
How did you guys feel about this episode? Did this bring some new enlightenment or conversation pieces with you? If you're watching this on YouTube, leave your biggest takeaway in the comments section so that I can come back and read it after this air episodes. I've actually been doing that every day.
Yeah.
I log into YouTube and I look to see the last 2 or 3 videos, and I just go through the comments and see if there's new comments, and I react to people and shit.
Nice.
Zach is normally the one that goes through there and like monitors and handles YouTube. But I've been wanting to see. I'm trying to get feedback on our episodes.
Gotcha.
Somebody said to us on the Friday episode that just aired yesterday that it was nice to see some content that just wasn't problem solving. So, I was like, well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, because we have months of this shit, because we've been doing card games and articles, and like we've had a whole lot of, free flowing fun. But T.H. Homestead said, I enjoyed it. Made me think of all the dates my husband have gone on when we were courting, and brought back memories of why I fell in love with him. That's fucking dope. Harley said, as a single person, this helped put a lot into perspective for me. It gives me new perspective on the dating game, in quotations. Yeah, I think that I think that the world is in a weird shift right now. I think part of that's technology and AI. And I know that we've hit the AI topic a lot lately. I think that with the way the dating game is going right now, there are a lot more men that are not wanting to move in and have like long-term relationships where people are living together. I read something or saw something this morning. I didn't read the whole thing, to be honest. But it said that older men between the ages of like 30 and 50, like middle-aged men, are not moving in with women for long-term relationships because it destroys their sex life, and it creates a whole lot of control and unhappiness. And there's a lot more freedom in being able to have their own space and to do what they want to do. And the crazy sexcapades are still happening when you don't live together, and dinners feel more romantic. And like, I really think that we're in a weird shift of what dating and relationships are going to look like. And if men between the ages of 30 and 50 years old are living their life like that, that means their sons and daughters are seeing that, and that might be what's normal for them. I also saw something today where there's a small minority of men who are choosing to live separate from their wife and children.
I've heard about that.
Because it allows them to have the ability to work. They pay the bills at both places. They don't have to be there when they don't want to. Like I have a whole lot of thoughts on that one. But I think it's interesting that people are able to do that, because I couldn't even imagine having that conversation, let alone wanting to do it.
Yeah.
Should have said it the other way. Wanting to do it, let alone having the conversation to do it. Tiffany said, I'm excited to listen to it. LOL. Do you have any live calls coming up with people coming in on and talking? I'll be doing a Voice of the Broken episode with Deadeye, but we're wanting to do Discord calls. I haven't gotten enough forms filled out yet for me to do that. So I'm ready to wrap up.
Okay.
You have anything you want to add?
No.
How do you feel about this episode?
I think it was a good episode.
Cool. As always, guys, remember you're the author of your own life.
So grab a pen.
And we will see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.